think, there we go. All right. Is that side working? That's what we got to find out. There it goes. All right, everybody. Hello, welcome. It's a special Thursday show because yesterday was a day of great frustration. And I couldn't face people. I just had to go to bed and sleep it off. I bought a car at auction. From time to time, I'll buy an auction and fix them up and sell them, whatever. And picked the car up. The thing got rear-ended, so it's technically salvage vehicle, not allowed to run. And they had to forklift it onto the truck. Cool. Drove it home. Oh, the trailer, sorry. Drove it home. I went to drive it off the trailer, and somebody stole the key. So, I don't know if this story's even playing because my internet is so terrible right now that nothing is happening. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. Doing a live show. Well, it seems to be broadcasting darkness. Is that working? Is that even happening? Oh my gosh. I hate Comcast so much. I hate it so much. I hate it. FYI, doing a live show. Is it working? Am I still Godzilla max headrooming? Oh my gosh. Well, hopefully it's audio Houston at least. If I can't be visible Houston here on this visible platform that I pay a lot of money for the internet to make happen, and then nothing fucking ever happens. All right, center my chi. Yesterday was frustrating. Today is frustrating. Anyway, got the car off the trailer despite not having a key. It took a long time, and man. So yesterday, a whole bunch of dockets got filed. They were like updates for the bankruptcy by the plan administrator. The plan administrator then set the arbitrary date. It's not an official date, but it's an arbitrary date for the final decree of the bankruptcy being December 31st this year, which is very quick. It was December 31st, 2026. And he was like, this is arbitrary, blah, blah, blah. And then the next filing is like, nope, 2024. Yeah, I know I'm grainy as hell, man. Stupid internet, dumbass, stupid. I will be Max Headroom. It's a radio show today. That's what we got. Hey, there's Houston full color. Why is my internet getting worse? The more I pay for it, the worse it gets. And it's so frustrating. All right. Cali Bowl, Houston, Venezuela attacking German boats. That was a funny story. Apparently, a Venezuelan patrol boat did not like the fact there was a German icebreaker cruise ship international waters off the coast of Venezuela fixing their engine. They're just sitting there fixing their engine. And so they fired a warning shot off the bow, and the Germans like, what the hell's going on? So then the patrol boat decided to ram the cruise ship, thinking like this will teach them. And the cruise ship, which is designed to hit icebergs and cut through them, sank the Venezuelan patrol boat. So good stuff. All right. Well, at least I've got some Houston colors coming through here, so you guys can see me now. Woo! All right. Was there anything else I was going to add today? I can't remember, monkey. I've been sitting under a car all day, getting greasy, disgusting, and busting my knuckles. And now I am Houston Wethead, fresh out of the shower, ready to do whatever it is I do. But it's daytime, so we can daytime intro this one.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
Drink some water.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Houston, we have a problem.
Yeah. Okay. So, okay. Monkey, you cool? I'm cool. Throat's still a little scratchy. A lot of yelling on the phone to people at the auction house. Hey, it's only $500 to get a new key made, so Yay. Citizen 54 was here first. Good job. Dustin Heights here. Zio Dude is here as well. Cornell for breakfast says beef jerky. Delicious. Snert alert. Woohoo. Alive Houston for European doesn't have to go to work tomorrow. All right. Up late. Having a good one. Michael Steegs. Maybe other people from Europe know where to send complaints. Is it factory? So no dolphin statues till 2024? I don't know, man. Like, how do I put this? Like, it seems there's something fast tracking really quickly with MMTLP at the moment. I get the feeling that they put out another S1 today, but it has to do with 40 million shares for insiders. So who gives a shit? It appears that McCabe won't negotiate for anything less than $600 a share, which is, more than I invested. I would like more than that, though. Although, love to have 2 more days of trading. Oh man, those enchiladas are really hitting right now. So, yeah. I have a feeling that when they do the Nuco shares, for those who registered their shares, they do the distribution, it's going to be on the blockchain. That's my gut feeling right now. That's Houston Crystal Ball down here says, blockchain. And they're gonna try something squirrely with it, just to see how screwed all the shorts are, just how much they owe in these impossible to get little blockchained stocks. So I think that is going to get resolved sooner than anything else at the moment. I mean, it's like a weird horse race. Someone pulls out in front and then they drip behind. 2021, I totally thought AMC was going to be the trigger for everything after seeing what was happening that first week of June. And then Adam Aaron dumped a bunch of shares and killed the entire momentum. And then, no, it was not going to be AMC. It was going to be the one. The shorts are a dynamic enemy. They will respond and they will fight. And it is a battle going on. And whoever has the high ground in the end, I think, is going to win that wins. Right now, it looks like MMTLP is definitely taking the high ground. I think they've got FINRA dead to rights for lying to Congress. And they're going to flex that on the SEC and FINRA and get them to do what they want, which is probably a huge settlement, fining of the short sellers and the market makers, and a cash payout for all the shareholders. That's what they want. And if they don't get that, they're going to figure out another way to do it. It might be something decreed by Congress, because it seems like Congress is reading the stuff and going, it seems pretty fucked up. So it's the only bipartisan issue in all of Congress right now is MMTLP. So that is good news for us. So, I mean, we'll see when those dolphin statues are ready to go. Cheshire, Houston, could you clarify, is BBBY out of bankruptcy yet, or do we need a final decree statement, which is for now set 12/24? If not out of bankruptcy, what was the plan set on 9/29/23? Thanks, Houston, for your thoughts. Big hugs, Monkey Butt, and Chill Batman. Treats later for them, please. Of course, Monkey Butt has just been wondering what the heck's going on today. The plan is the bankruptcy plan. It's what they're going to do to get out of bankruptcy. And in the plan, it's assuming the company is going for liquidation. But they're out of liquidation. So I think in order to get out of bankruptcy without a credit bid is something completely separate. But with the current plan, the only way to get out of bankruptcy is to win the lawsuits against Mediterranean shippers and the tax things and whatever else, maybe against insiders who were doing illegal trading and not following their fiduciary duty. That might be what would get them out of bankruptcy theoretically and cause a waterfall, at least a payoff of the dip financiers and Philo. But if a credit bid steps in from the dip financiers, then the plan administrator is gone. He's done. Once the plan gets approved by bankruptcy court, he's done. The company's now taken over by the creditors. And that's what we want. That's what we're waiting for. That's what we want to see. Is we want to see a credit bid by the dip financiers to take over the company, because they want the Knowles and whatever assets are left, which is tens of millions here and there. And then if they do that, They have to make us whole and give us new equity in this new enterprise that they've taken over. And that's when we win. So, yeah. So that's the final decree is, hey, we're out of bankruptcy. It's over. Either the company's dead or it's moving on. See you later, Your Honor. And that's what the final decree is all about. So the cat is now begging to come in. Come on, Fatso. Get in here. Okay. He lost a little bit of weight. I'm going to have to weigh him again. Fair weights, because I was petting him today. I was like, your bulge in the middle of you is slightly thinner. That's right. Your diet's working, buddy. Yay. Okay. Oh, Scott Lumley. Dude, it's all good. As long as we can hear you, we are fine. Thank you. Well, you can see me now, too, I think. I think the window is showing that the Seeing Houston is actually happening now, so. Finally. I am getting warning, though, that my uploads is very terrible. Okay, Captain Jimmy Wilder. Let's kick the tires and light the fires, Big Daddy. Chris Rivas. On my Fidelity tax statement, it has BBYQ has expired. Does that mean I don't own it anymore? No. It means those shares are no longer the ones that are traded. You are still a registered owner of that equity, and so you're on record as owning that. If new equity is distributed to shareholders, you will get it. That's what it means. If you go back to your October statement, I think it's October, maybe November, one of those two, your monthly statement, you will see next to your shares a reorganization code. And that's because the company's in the middle of reorganization. And we're going to figure out where it's going to go from here. If the final decree comes and all they do is pay off the DIP financiers with the lawsuits and they go, yep, company's done, it's gone. And that's it. There's no more. We are zeros. But I have a feeling that the credit bid's going to come in, especially when the pump and dump case with Ryan Cohen's over with. Jason Blackwell, Houston. Why did the Cajun cross the road to be by you? All right, I'm getting tons of messages here. Who is messaging me right now? Okay. All right. Not important. Cradle for breakfast. BBYQ is expired. Doesn't matter anymore. We'll get new shares, a new company that's going to come out of bankruptcy. I know it sounds weird. But that's how it works. Yes. SJ Chang 47. Is it tiring to be so aggressively handsome? Dude, you have no idea. It is so much work having these genetics. No, it's what you gotta do is not drink. I don't know. I think I look like a decade younger than all my peers because I don't drink alcohol, and it ages them so quickly. And then the fact that I don't keeps me going. My body's still falling apart. I'm still in my 40s. Like my back goes out, my arm hurts. You know, all the thumb pop for some reason. It's just that seems to be doesn't matter what type of shape you're in. Your body's still like, these parts are 40 years old. We're going to start, the warranty's over, and we're going to start just dematerializing. Scott Pollen. Buying a car, salesmen are sitting around and not a lot of turnover. Good car buying opportunities coming up if you have $30,000 to $70,000 in cash. Yeah, if you're buying a new car, it's gonna get weirdly competitive here soon, I think. Loan prices are insane because interest rates are so high. So car companies are trying to like do their own financing and undercut what banks and things would offer. But that's just going to eat into their profits. And then the cars are so expensive that monthly payments, you know, the average monthly payment, I think, is over $700 a month. And like 1 in 5 monthly payments over $1,000 a month. That's insane. You know, 20 years ago, you could rent a 3-bedroom home for $1,000 a month. And now you're paying that for a car. And you have to get these like 90, 100 month loans on them, so that by the time the car is at like 5 years old, you owe more on the car than what you can currently sell it for in the market. It's nuts. It's absolutely bonkers that people are even considering this stuff. I think that the car market is in for a surprise coming up. And the used car market is already starting to see like a glut of vehicles, especially with as many repos that are happening. We're looking at something ridiculous, like 15,000 repos a day. Just so many cars are in arrears or defaulting that it's a great time to be a repo, man. Like, can we buy a repo stock? Like, they're like car lots that went out of business 5 years ago. You're starting to see like lots pop up selling these repoed cars. So yeah, they're coming. G-Font, greetings from the Dominican. Oh, you're in Dominican Republic. Fantastic. Light says hi. Pick a number for roulette. Always bet on black. Let's see here. Go with... Number 33. Go with number 33. There you go. Bet on black. Because Wesley Snipes said so. Jimmy D, 1 for 100 stock split. So bullish right now. Oh my God. You know, I think I can talk about this because the decision was made after my brother retired from the company. So I think this particular thing, I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to complain. The shareholder said no stock split. And the board's like, okay, stock split. They want to remain on the NASDAQ. And I think the shareholders right now are like, you know what? Fuck that. Fuck the NASDAQ. If they're going to short the hell out of us, it doesn't matter if we're on the NASDAQ or not. So no, don't destroy the holdings I have in this stock. And then they're offering some sort of like Class C share, preferred share bullshit to like make up for it or something. I don't know. I don't know if they've got a plan. It seems like the plan is a dumb plan at this point. Kind of like Ape at the moment. But it's going to reduce the total issued shares from like 550 million down to 5.5 million. And every 100 of your shares can become one share. And that's all I have to say. I think it would be way smarter. Look at some financing, probably some Canadian government financing if you can, because you're in Canada and it's Canadian jobs and blah, blah, blah. Get your Canadian financing. All you need is like 33 million bucks. And you can buy up everything. You can buy up all 500 million shares. And then when you get to like just a few hundred shares left, just a few hundred, you say, hey, we're going to take the company private at a price of $50,000 a share. And then you buy up the last few shares, $50,000, and all of a sudden, everyone who's short on that stock will have to do a payment in lieu of 50 grand for every outstanding share that had not been purchased yet. That is how you screw them. You don't screw them by giving what they want, which is you reduce the total shares outstanding, you jack the price really high so that the options market can short it all over again, and that's how you end up like Mullen, or at this point, AMC. Like, they're just shorting you all over again. So don't give them what they want. Give them what they don't want, which is a very, very expensive check that they got to pay. So yeah, that's where we are. N Soccer NMK4K. Is MMAT the same as MMTLP? No. MMTLP was the metamaterial preferred share. So when they merged with the oil company, if you had shares in the oil company, you got a metamaterial preferred share, which was MMAT1. And then later, some market makers were like, we want to trade this thing, and filed a bunch of false paperwork with FINRA and got trading. So the ticker got changed to MMTLP. So MMTLP was the stock that is for the oil company that's now called NextBridge. So if you had MMTLP, you now have NextBridge hydrocarbons shares, and those are paper shares that are untradeable. And so they're separate. They were related to each other at one time, but now they are separate companies. Maria Garcia. How did the MMAT board bypass the no vote? What do you think will happen to the reverse split? They bypassed it because they did. I wouldn't doubt if they get sued because of it. Yeah, I have the feeling the board is not working for the shareholders anymore. That they're working for somebody else. And how those changes came about, I have no idea. But that's my feeling. Andrew Stewart, Houston. Why did matter explode in the way it did during the Big Bang? Was the mass and density not uniform? We don't know. So the idea is when the Big Bang went boom, there was equal number of matter and antimatter that exploded with it. And a whole bunch of it touched each other, vaporized out of existence, left behind a bunch of energy. But for some reason, there just happened to be more matter than there was antimatter, and we don't quite know why. But that's the hypothesis. Another hypothesis is that it went boom, and a whole bunch of matter and antimatter collided and disappeared. But then one half of the universe is matter, and the other half of the universe is antimatter. And we're in the matter side of the universe and not the antimatter side of the universe. But because the universe is so big, we can't actually see the other side of the universe where the antimatter would be. So those are the two propositions that exist as for why we are the way we are. As for how the filaments and galaxies and stuff came to be, it's really weird. Like the structure of the universe looks more like a sponge, like thin little filaments around large gaps of nothingness. And I don't know enough about the fluid mechanics in a vacuum that would cause that to happen. Is that from these gravity wells forming and then making these tight little dense chains of matter? Or is that vacuum actually full of lots of matter, but it wasn't dense enough at one point to collapse into anything? So it's just cold, like cold hydrogen sitting out there. I don't know, Andrew. And neither does anyone else at this point. The Galactic guys argue about this stuff all the time. But they don't know. They can take their guesses, but there's no way to like send a probe out there and poke it because it would take, like a million generations to do that. And then by the time they got there to do that, they'd have to report back and take millions of years to report back. So we're just never going to know. All we can do is like punch some calculators and go, SB. For those who didn't DRS MMTLP, I think it's a bad time to do so. I think it's wise to do it. I was hoping for the 2 days. I'm over the 2 days as well. Here's what I'm thinking. Because I DRS the whole lot. Make your attempt to DRS, right? And if your broker says, we can't do that, then you can report to AST that you tried to do it, and they put you on record like they tried. And therefore, according to S1, you should be able to get your new co-share. And if it does go through, if there's a negotiation to create 2 days of trading at some point, I think it's going to be set far enough in the future that you might be able to call AST and say, hey, send this bitch back to Fidelity or Schwab or whatever. And then they can do so. I don't think it's going to be like, all right, we negotiate 2 days of trading. It's going to start tomorrow. Because I think if anything, the negotiation is going to be the hedge funds are like, please give us time to figure this out. And they'll be like, okay, in 2 months, there'll be 2 days of trading on the stock, force close positions, blah, 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 and kind of get everyone ready. That's how I think that would happen. At this point, though, I think what NextBridge is shooting for is a blockchain stock of Nuco, goes out to everyone, sets a value at whatever the value is. They've not stated that yet. And then that is tradable. And the brokers then force the shorts to go to the blockchain and buy that thing so they can make up for the billion shares they oversold. That's my gut feeling on that one. So, what do you think, Kat? Yeah, you little ball of doom. Huh? Oh yeah, I'll lick it up. Groom yourself, you groomy little guy. So, that makes sense. Tom Zerlatka, hypothetical. Human race lives long enough to see another species evolve to have the same abilities we do. How do you manage to respond? By killing them. I mean, there were, at the time when humans came about, there were other equivalent hominids. Neanderthals had bigger brains than we did. They used tools and everything else. We basically murdered them all and fucked them out of existence. So if you are, especially of European heritage and especially of like Gaelic or Celtic heritage, you might have a large proportion of your DNA be Neanderthal, like up to 4 or 5% of your DNA be Neanderthal. We murdered anything that came close to us, competing with us. Whole Planet of the Apes thesis right there. They got smart. They had to murder us out of the way. So on, so on. Now, would we see something evolve and be smart like us? Would we allow it to happen? That is a good question. The prevailing theory in paleontology is that when things evolve to a higher order, they more or less end up kind of like us, bipedal, with hands that can manipulate big brains, right? And so it's theorized that if dinosaurs hadn't been like mostly wiped out by the meteor or comet or whatever it was that hit 63 million years ago, that today you might have like velociraptors, you know, going to work for 8 hours a day, complaining about their kids and drinking too much. So, yeah. Who knows where that will go? Jika Shukla, Houston's back. Tell us the latest on Ukraine. The last thing I saw was a Russian jet carrying Ukrainian POWs crashed and exploded, killing everybody on board. Yeah. Russia's losing like 800 to 1,000 soldiers a day. They're at 380,000 dead. Basically, everyone who's conscripted is dead. If you were conscripted September of 2022, you are no longer alive. That's basically it. They want to do another round of conscription, and the Russian public has basically said no. Something like 10 million men have left the country. So there's a complete like loss of working aged men in the nation, and they're all over the world in other neighboring countries, Turkey, Georgia, avoiding any possible conscription. Yeah, I don't know how much longer Russia's going to be able to maintain this. Putin's off in North Korea, like begging for mortar rounds and bullets. And the stuff that North Korea has is probably 50 years old. I bet 90% of it is duds at this point. So I don't know how good that's going to be. But it's something, because China's not going to give it to them, because China saw what happened, and they're like, you got your ass kicked by 40-year-old NATO weapons, and we don't want the world to see our stuff get shredded by 40-year-old NATO weapons. So China is like, no, we're not going to give you anything. Yeah. It's baby gains by the Ukrainians, and if the United States government stops sending them stuff, which is a whole bunch of far right Republicans are like, no, nothing for Ukraine. It can be trouble for Ukraine. I don't know if Europe can step up enough to provide enough ammunition for them. I personally think that you just give the Ukrainians the Atacams, the HIMARS, the A-10 Warthogs, F-16s. Just give it all to them. Anything that we no longer use because we have upgraded to a new system, just give it to them. Let them have it. They should. I think Ukraine should be allowed to strike military targets inside of Russia. Like if there's a base supplying stuff, send Atacams over there. Because Russia's allowed to attack inside Ukraine. It seems like all's fair in love and war in this case. Like Ukraine shouldn't be the hamstrung and like have their hands tied. People like, well, how dare they attack Volgograd? Yeah, well, that's what you get when you invade a country, is that your country now becomes a target. I think also, I think that the U.S. government should nationalize Starlink and tell Elon to go fuck himself and take over Starlink, and then allow the Ukrainians to use Starlink across the in Russian occupied territory, because that's their country. But Elon's like, no, you can't do that. Turn off. So when Ukraine sends things like drones to go bomb military targets, all of a sudden they just wander away because they no longer have connection to Starlink. Even though the U.S. government's paying for the Starlink, Elon, for some reason, as a contractor, can decide yes or no on that, which I don't think should really happen. Also, fuck Elon. Yes, I got booted off Twitter or suspended, but I can still read tweets, right? If you guys send me links, I can still read them. I got sent, like 20 tweets today. Read them. 21st tweet, you've exceeded your limit. You can no longer read tweets on Twitter. Dude, how much do you want to destroy your company? that you will make it so people who aren't part of your network are like, fuck this guy, I don't want to join your network. And then block them from reading tweets. It's just so dumb. Oh my God, it's so stupid. Anyway, meow meow. For those upset about your stocks, consider watching that video, the Russian guy getting eaten by the shark in Egypt. Very therapeutic. I saw a hilarious video. I forget which one of you sent it to me, where a Ukrainian jet and a Russian jet shot each other down, and they're both parachuting after they ejected. And the Ukrainian's got his GoPro camera on, and he yells to the Russian, and the Russian replies, and he yells back. And literally, what he had yelled in Russian was, "What's your name?" And the guy replied back Vladimir. And he goes, "Fuck you, Vladimir." Good times. Good times had by all. Right, kitty? Right? You little turd. Oh, this cat loves being scratched so hard. Do you guys have a cat that just loves a rough scratch? Because this guy absolutely does. All right. Aaron's Hamilton in Houston. The lawyer I went to told me to wait to see if the store I worked at filed a case against me, but they haven't when he checked. It will cost me $5,000 for services. I only got $400 for Apple. I only got $400 for emergency. Damn all this over food. I would see if there's somebody who would do a contingency. Because this is the type of thing that the grocery store's insurance is going to be like, just pay the man. Because if this goes to trial, the jury is going to hate your guts. They're going to side with him, and he's going to get millions. So just settle. And there's got to be a lawyer, a personal injury lawyer, or someone who's like, yeah, I'll do this in contingency. Because they'll take a third of whatever you win, and that'll be that. So, I would call your local bar association, see who they would recommend. That's probably what you should do. Because this is such a stupid thing that the store did over a 40-cent apple. And yeah, there's got to be somebody who do contingency or payment plan or something. Yeah, see what you got. Talk to someone. I know it's not necessarily what the ACLU would do, but there might be a lawyer at the ACLU who would know someone who could help you out. Because ACLU deals with the government kicked in my door because I had an apple. They would deal with that. But this is a private company. But there might be someone at the ACLU who would know. Because it's just stupid. It's such a dumb situation. It was an apple's going to get thrown away. And you took a bite out of it. And now you were facing a criminal retribution and lost your job because of it. And that's just the dumbest, stupidest thing in the entire world. Where, there's got to be a flexibility in management to go, all right, whatever, don't do it again, or something. It's dumb. So, yeah. And if you want to do a GoFundMe or something, we can put the link up here, and people who are outraged by it I think will help. Speaking of helping, next week is Charity Tuesday. I believe it is the 30th. So next week is Charity Tuesday. We'll be doing a charity for the Amazon rainforest. That was what Wrong Conclusion chose as the highest donor for our December Charity Tuesday thing. So look for that. I'm not sure which charity it's going to be, but it's going to be one that benefits the Amazon rainforest because that's what he asked for. And we are going to give Wrong Conclusion what Wrong Conclusion wants, because Wrong Conclusion donated a whole bunch of money for the kids at St. Jude's, and why not? It's the Amazon rainforest. We want to help the forest. Okay. Emtra, where do we get noble gases like argon from, and are we at any risk of running out like helium? Argon comes from the earth. Noble gases, if you don't know what a noble gas is, a noble gas is a gas that will not bond with anything else. So they will remain as their singular molecule, or atom, sorry. Argon itself is a heavier element. It is, I can't remember which number argon is. Argon is 18. So it is heavier than oxygen, nitrogen, and carbon. So argon will not leave the atmosphere. It's heavy. So it stays down here. Xenon, neon, all those things are all heavier. The only noble gas lighter than there in our atmosphere is helium. And so that escapes, gets to the top of the atmosphere and just gets blown away by the solar winds. But all the other noble gases, they'll hang out. The Earth is still differentiating. So when the Earth was a giant goo ball and was getting smacked with comets and asteroids and stuff and other planets, all the heavy stuff was trying to sink down to the inside, to the center, and all the light stuff was trying to float out to the top. Well, the lithosphere froze and the mantle kind of plasticized before everything could differentiate, which is why we find gold and uranium and other heavy elements still in our surface, even if it's at not high quantities. But you also will find things like argon and krypton and xenon and radon and things like that still exist. When you do have problems with like radon escaping into your home from limestone formations and stuff, and it can really mess up your health, they're heavier, so oftentimes they'll be at lower levels in their house unless it gets kicked up, and then you breathe it in and you get alpha radiation inside your body, and free helium atoms start like shredding apart your DNA. You don't want that. So that's why you need testers if you live in a place that does have a large output of those noble gases. Yeah, does that answer your question? I hope so. Michael Harrow, Houston, can you do your best impression of AMC Bigums and tell us a reverse split is a good thing for Acme parent company? We need a laugh. I like Bigums. He was a wonderful guy. Came on the show. We had a great chat. I just happened to be right. Reverse split being good. It's going to give us a great price point, and then they'll be able to sell more stock and drive the price down, further diluting your holdings. No, I can't do it. I tried. I cannot come up with the argument that will help. Here's something, Houston. Do you know how to do fundraisers? I do a yard sale to get some money. Might get $300 out of it tomorrow. I lost my only job over an apple. GoFundMe, dude. GoFundMe. See if you can do a press release with the GoFundMe. Be like, hey, this guy lost his job over an apple. I don't know. Where do you live exactly, Aaron? Like, what region of the universe? Because it might be something that you can call one of the investigators at your local news station and be like, hey, I've got a funny story for you. A customer bought an apple, decided they want the apple, handed the apple back to me, didn't want their money back, and so I took a bite of the apple, and they got fired and arrested. They will be like, oh, this is delicious. We can put this on at 6:30, and we will have everyone outraged in the whole area. And then they can be like, in case you want to help him, there's a GoFundMe here. Which then you can like post to Instagram and YouTube and Facebook and Reddit, and all of a sudden people at Reddit will be like, oh, this is amazing, and you'll get like, you'll get more than enough money to pay for a lawyer, that's for sure. So Aaron, that's what I say. Call your local news team, see who your investigator is, tell them your story, and they're going to be like, this is juicy. It's juicier than the apple you took a bite out of. And we're going to interview everybody and see what the hell's going on. Because, yeah. And then a lawyer is definitely going to be like, oh, publicity? I'll do this for free. So that's, call them up. Call up your Channel 7 Action News and see who they got. I think that'd be good. Monkey's walking around. Monkey agrees. Look at that face. Look at that face right there. She says, yeah, totally. Call the news team. Yeah, right? Wag your tail if you agree. Yeah, you do agree? Yeah, she does. Yeah, she's wagging her tail. She totally thinks that should happen. Here, we would call Get Jesse. He's the guy. I think he's on Kairos 7, the CBS affiliate here. Jesse Jones. And you call him, and then he'd be like, hey, I'm a pain in the ass, and I'm going to be relentless. I'm going to make you look like an asshole on television. And he would hammer the store, and it would go viral on YouTube and Instagram, and Monkey Butt would even see it at this point, right? And then you can also send me the clip, and I will post it on here, and we'll just continue. We'll just continue from there. Okay. Aaron Southin got another job, won't start until February 5th as an election clerk. Well, that's a good job to have. But yeah, that still is 13 days away? So, Kelly Reed, Bank of Canada holds key interest rates at 5%. I think Bank of Canada have to think about the two things here. One, the minute they lower rates once, housing market will blow up, bringing more inflation. They have said this exact thing in the past. Two, if Bank of Canada lowers rates before the U.S. Fed, Canadians will get wrecked, and a lot of the food, etc., we import from the U.S. will get more expensive, making inflation worse. Yeah, anyone who lowers rates now before the crash, because the crash is going to crash. We know that commercial real estate is worthless. We know that regional banks all over the U.S. and probably in Canada are going to get vaporized because commercial real estate is useless, which is going to cause all sorts of commotions. Wait until that happens and then lower the rates. Because if you lower the rates now, your only solution is print money, which then causes inflation all over again. And then you get into like the stagflation zone. So just wait. It's not that hard. Just wait. You just wait a few months, let the whole thing collapse, and then you can do your thing. Because you can lower those rates now and they'll collapse anyway, and then you don't have the tool of lowering rates to like spur investment. Daniel Motes, Houston. I am starting to work for a Padel company? Padel company? I think it's going to be as big as pickleball. Padel. Padel, sometimes called paddle tennis, is a racket sport of Mexican origin, typically played in doubles and on an enclosed court similar. Slightly slower than tennis, although the Padel shares same scoring system as tennis. The rules, strokes, technique are different. The balls used are similar, but with less pressure. The main differences are that the court and walls and balls can be played off of them in a similar way as the game of squash. So it's like pickle squash. Okay. Sport is thought to have been invented in Acapulco in 1969, which I think is the same year pickleball was invented here in Seattle and on Bainbridge. Pickleball invention. Is that 69? 1965. Okay. 65 was pickleball. 69 is padel or paddle. Interesting. Initially, the walls surface were concrete. Spectators could not watch the game. Over time, glass walls and artificial turf replaced the concrete. Word. Many well-known professional padel players have previously competed in tennis, including former WTA Tour players Robert Vinci and Laura Arambarena. Padel remained a niche sport for decades, but its popularity soared during COVID-19 as it could be played indoors and didn't involve physical contact. Padel is in the 2023 European Games. Wants to have 75 national federations for Padel to become an Olympic sport for the 2032 Olympics. 3 Padel courts can fit in 1 tennis court, so many tennis clubs are converting tennis courts to Padel courts as it is profitable for business owners. Padel courts cost between $60,000 and $80,000 to build. Interesting. I'd never heard of this game before, so sign me up. I'll try it. Monkey Butt? Oh, you're doing the stare at me now and then looking to the side. We're only 45 minutes in, Monkey. You're gonna have to chill out. Kelly Reed, Canada already in a recession. Hard landing to cool inflation stats Oxford Econ, lots of experts say we're gonna get no recession, then a mild recession, and now hard landing, which will lead to a crash. Speaking of Canada, I got a date with a Canadian. Driving up to White Rock, BC on Sunday to go have dinner with a lovely lady. So, Canada, I'll be inside you on Sunday, briefly. Start alert, Houston. What do you think? Or do you think? I can't. My eyeballs are not reading things today. Monkey, I feel like I'm dyslexic suddenly. Will it be better if I lean over and grab a nuggie for you? Is that what? Oh, the ears perked up. I'm gonna do this, and then I'll read the comment once I take a moment and let my eyeballs like do their thing. All right, come. Can you reach that? Can you reach that one? Is that way too high for you? How if I lower it a little bit? Can you reach that one? Can you reach that one? Are you gonna try? Are you gonna try? Are you gonna try? Come on, you can get it. You can get it. Come on. It's so close. You got your tongue on it. Yeah, it's right there. It's right there. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, yeah, there you go. Okay. I raised too polite of a dog. Other dogs would have like kicked me in the face by now. Okay, Snurtler. Oi, Houston. Do you think there will be new ways invented to funnel liquidity to all those already failed banks after the ending of the BTFP on March 11th? I mean, there are ways for them to get money. It's just that there's higher interest rates on it than the BFTP or BTFP currently is. They may come up with a new program, but at the same time, I'm thinking that the Fed's looking at the books of these regional banks and they're saying, all right, all of your assets are in bonds on commercial real estate that's going to fail miserably. And so you're taking money from us now because you can't sell those bonds. And then those bonds are going to fail and you're going to owe us money and have a whole bunch of shit real estate you can't do anything with, and you're going to fail anyway. So I think they're looking at it going, well, I mean, we may as well let you fail and then we'll work out bailouts or whatever. It'll cost the same as the BTFP is costing us now. So I think that's might be what they're looking at, because the regional banks are so screwed. Every regional bank in this country is doomed over commercial real estate. Even the ones that are like chipper, like, no, we're fine. They still lent out so much money to developers, so much money to REITs, and it's gone. It's gone. Those properties aren't worth 30% of what they were paid for. You bought a property for $100 million. Maybe it's worth $30 million if you're lucky. It's gone. The money's gone. And the regional banks are toast. And did you get that stuck in your head? Oh, you're chewing the monkey. The monkey's chewing the monkey now. The monkey's about to be destroyed. Rest in peace, blue monkey, because the big monkey is chewing you. Right? This monkey right here. This one? This one? This one? That monkey? Is that what you're trying to destroy? Yeah? Wee! Woo! It's over here. The cat's got it. The cat's got it. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? The cat's got it. He's over here. Oh, the cat's got it. It's over here. No. Oh, you got it. Okay. Yeah. Snort alert. Will the politicians, the Fed, and the financial industry steer the ship right into stagflation or not? If they cut rates now, yes, we will be heading towards stagflation. If they wait, like, I don't know, a year, 8 months, however long it takes for finally the regional banks to just go from defaults on bonds for the commercial real estate, then, there might be some time. There might be a way out of it. But you cut rates as a tool to spur investment. And right now you do not want to spur investment. The market is way overinflated. We've got bubbles happening in commercial real estate and in residential real estate. China's toast. Wars all over the world. Just cool your jets, man. That's what I say. Cool your jets, because if you heed what the hedge fund dudes are telling you, which is, hey, put more money in the market, we'll make more money, then you're going to be doomed. You have to tell them, like, you got too greedy, back off. You gotta let some failure happen. You can't coddle everybody forever and tell them that they're special boy and that they're mommy's little genius. Because when they get in the real world, shit's going to get real. And we are doing too much of mommy says I'm a genius type stuff with the market. And it's going to get bad. It'll always get bad. That's what it does. It's like, woohoo, woohoo, woohoo. And that's the history of the market. You cannot make it go forever. Cradle for breakfast. Updates Streamlabs before starting live show. It did update. And that's what you say at 2:56 right before I come on the show, and then the whole thing didn't work. I am an hour behind in the chat right now. Owen Saunders, hi pal, how do I find you on Blue Sky? Blue Sky. Me. Chrome. Blue Sky. Done. We're gonna turn off the planet. Nope. Turn on. There we go. That's me. Rock God. The Houston Wade. I'll put that in the chat. Shabam bam. Thank you, ma'am. There you go. Can I put a background on there? I wonder if I can. It's just a blue thing. That's boring. I need to keep Houston ugly up there. Anywho, there you go.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Houston, we have a problem.
Turn it off. Turn it off. Which was daytime intro 2. Off. Right? It's your fault, Cat. It's all your fault. It's because you're too fuzzy. Yeah. I'll blame you being fuzzy. Okay. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna have a little piece of chocolate. Ponder. No, this is death for you. It's for Houston only because it's Ecuadorian dark chocolate. And it's delicious. Okay. Whisker biscuit. There's a lot of chocolate. One sec. Oh, man. Okay. Whisker biscuit. True Social has the same revenue as MMAT. Maybe someone should buy them for $1 billion. Right? Okay. Here's Mammy. Easy find the guy fighting with the Nazis. Have you guys seen the latest Nazi dude who's stalking me? He's really unhinged. He makes a new account every day, posts to my Reddit something stupid, and then I report him. I ban his account. I delete the post. And then he's like, today he was like, I'm going to rape you in your asshole. Cool. Thanks, man. I'm glad you're super well adjusted, that you spend all your waking moments thinking about someone who banned you from a group because you were posting pro-Nazi stuff to that group. Just, there's a wonderful life choices you made. I'm sure your parents are very, very proud because your parents are probably shitty. So, there we are. Kelly Reed, Citigroup to cut 20,000 jobs by 2026 after steep quarterly losses, the worst in 14 years so far. We keep hearing banks are strong and resilient, yet they are dropping over a quarter of their staff. Yeah, the banks are super strong and resilient, yet they got rid of home loans, equity, personal loans, car loans. Like, they can't do commercial real estate anymore. What are they doing to make money if they're not lending out money at the moment? It appears what they're doing is they borrow from the BTFP and then they put it into the reverse repo and they make interest off of that, and that's what they're doing. They have no other business plans at the moment. It's all just so dumb. Everything's just so dumb. Break up the big banks, break up everything, make them into smaller companies, break up AT&T, break up Comcast, break up General Motors. I don't know, just break everything up into smaller companies and let's start all over again. Like a jubilee. Okay. Michael Harrow, Houston, you need an intro for when your crystal ball has predictions. That's pretty good. Yeah, we pretty good. Probably do a crystal ball intro. I'm game for a crystal ball intro. There we go. The Max Headroom stuff come in here. Comcast in the house. Yeshua says February 14th, RC drops the hammer. I'll take it, but I seriously don't think anything meaty happens until the pump and dump case is no more. That's what I think. Is my YouTube broke? No, Cam 2. I'm broken. He's broadcasting from the ISS. Aaron Soundting, can we do a fundraiser? Need help? Totally. I can't do a direct fundraiser. I can do, if you do like a GoFundMe, we can advertise it for you. So you can sue those assholes over that apple. The Wizard of Oz has revealed himself. Who told Comcast Houston was doing a show today? Okay. All right. What if it's not Comcast? What if Houston is blurry? Scott Lumley, Houston's up. Are you feeling better? I'm feeling better. I still have the scratch, and it still makes me do the every once in a while, but I'm much better. Justin Stewart, dude, what is going on with the Trump case in Georgia? Looks like there's a huge scandal. The DA paying a special counsel she is banging. Could this cause a mistrial? I mean, you shouldn't bang your coworkers. That just don't do that. I mean, if you were in a position of power, don't do that. But I don't think it changes the fact that there's like 40 co-conspirators who have all turned state's evidence. That is in there. Whether she's the one who gets to try the trial, that might be up for debate. But yeah, I think it's Trump's people are trying to find something. And like, if you're under the microscope like that DA, you just don't bang your co-counsels. Just don't. Just be stronger than your lizard brain. Yes, ladies have lizard brains too. Ladies make dumb decisions all the time. Just like dudes do. But dudes have like only enough blood to run the lizard brain or the regular brain at a time. So they make more dumb decisions. But come on, son. Be better than that. Don't fall prey to your lizard brain and bang your co-counsel. Because then the Republicans are going to put it on Fox News. They're going to talk about it day in, day out. And they're going to try to bring it up at trial. And the judge will be like, that's inappropriate. We're going to talk about that. But anyway, they'll try to plant that in the brains of the jury. New Revolution is here. Olga Natswatsky. Yay, Houston. Are you still bullish on No Labs graphene manufacturing? Yes. Will Graphene Manufacturing Group come out on top of the solid state battery wars? No clue. But I do know they got a great jump start on everybody else. So yeah, the future is going to be, I think, solid state batteries, because solid state batteries, when you get the manufacturing process down, will be cheap to produce because the minerals are readily abundant. It's aluminum and carbon. That's it. Only two elements. And like the amount of aluminum in a pop can could probably make 1,000 batteries at this point. And carbon is just everywhere. You and I are carbon. We could be recycled into batteries at some point. And the energy density of these solid state batteries is insane. We're looking at 10 times per kilogram the energy density of current lithium technology. So that means a big battery pack. And we know like these Teslas and stuff, they weigh a ton because the battery packs are gigantic. And lithium's pretty light, right? But you have a heating and cooling system and a fire suppression system on all these batteries because they're a hazard. They don't work when it's cold. They don't work when it's too hot. They like to burst and explode into flames. And then when they do burst into flames, you can't put them out because it's an alkali fire and it just will consume it'll just oxygenate everything, or get oxidized by everything. So a lot of the weight of these batteries is these safety systems on them. And with a solid state battery, it's a graphene battery, or aluminum ion as they call it, you don't need that. They work at very low temperatures. They work at very high temperatures. There's no fire hazard. And the energy density is 10 times per kilogram what lithium is, which means all that extra weight, you don't need that anymore. And if you just had the same weight as the batteries, which is significantly less than all the accoutrement you got to put on them, you can have 10 times the energy density. So that means a Tesla that does 300-mile range now would do 3,000-mile range. And it charges in 2 to 10 minutes. So the overnight charging you have to do with a Tesla would not be a thing anymore. You could now pull up, plug that thing in, go get yourself some chips at the mini mart, and by the time you get the chips, the car's charged and you can go another 3,000 miles on that charge. That's the future. That type of energy density will allow us to switch to electric airplanes. It might be a little slower because you won't have the same thrust as combustion, but you just charge up at the airport and then fly and there's no fuel costs. Sign everyone up, right? Like if you could fly from Seattle to New York, which is like a 5.5, 6 hour flight today, right? At 700 miles an hour, and the plane ticket costs you $500, and it costs, I don't know, 20,000 pounds of fuel or something on a full jet to get there. Okay. Now imagine it was an 8-hour flight because you had these turbo electric motors, but there was no fuel and the ticket costs $85, right? To go the same distance, 2 hours longer, but $315 cheaper. How about that? And then those planes couldn't be used as weapons, like a 757 into the World Trade Towers, because there's no fuel on board, and the batteries don't explode. So that makes the skies safer, and it might take a few minutes longer here and there. But yeah, I think graphene batteries, these aluminum ion batteries, are the future, and I think Graphene Manufacturing Group is well poised to benefit from that. As far as No Labs is concerned, No Labs seems very prepared to apply for the FDA approval this year. And they're coming out with their version 2 device, which I think is the device that they're going to be submitting for approval. And it sounds like September of this year. And oh boy, do I hope MMTLP or BBY pay off before then so I can get a cajillion shares of the pennies they are now. All right, I need to take a sip of water. My voice is shredded. Scott Lumley. My question is this. When the Acme spinoff issue is resolved, will Acme itself benefit? I thought they were, but it sounds like they gave their shares to McCabe. That's what it sounds like. So they might not benefit anymore. Someone check that for me. I think they may have given their shares to McCabe as like a debt equity swap thing. And then, so if it does explode to $600 a share or something, I don't think they would benefit. Aaron Salentine, Germany 1, Venezuela 0 on the high seas. Yeah. The ship, the German cruise ship, looks like, like someone rubs your car in the parking lot. That's kind of what it looks like. And the Venezuelan ship has been sunk. So the Venezuelan Navy, how big is the Venezuelan Navy? How many ships in Venezuelan Navy? 2 submarines, 2 frigates, 6 OPVs, 25 patrol boats. So they lost 4% of their troll boats to a German cruise ship. So that's 2, 4, 8, 32, 36, 37. So it's 37 ships. They lost 1/37th of their entire navy to a German cruise ship that was immobilized because the engine was getting repaired. Look out, Guyana. All right. Fact blind us. Just be holding up the case on purpose because they know the play already. Yeah, snort alert, Houston. Can you elaborate a little bit on how the crash of the German economy will hit before all the other European economies? Thanks in advance. I've heard about Germany being much more precarious at the moment. Inflation in Europe should be much, much, much higher than it is right now. But prices are being artificially held down via some policies that the European Union created. The temporary policies are going to expire. Electricity is more expensive. Exporting is a real problem for them, especially with car companies and stuff. I think when the current subsidies expire, they're going to see much higher food prices, much higher consumer goods prices, much higher manufacturing costs, which may price out European goods from a lot of consumer markets around the world. So Germany, being the hub of manufacturing in Europe, might be in some trouble as a result. So COVID really screwed a lot of things up, man. It really did. Firing the pandemic response team and the USAID outbreak response teams really just did a number on the global economy. And all it did is it saved us, $30 million a year to pay for Trump tax cuts and cost us $20 trillion at this point. And with excess deaths globally at 35 million excess deaths right now. So that's how many people have probably died from COVID in the last 4 years. Way to go. It's the entire population of California just poof, gone. This is why you prepare. You plan for if the world's going to have problems. You set plans to combat this stuff. And then when it happens, you go, hey, experts, you guys have been planning on this for years. What do we do? And they go, flip this. And then you do those things. What you don't do is go, no one's ever going to get sick again. Fire those assholes. And then you send them home. And then that thing happens that you said wasn't going to happen. And then you go, it's not real. And then you end up with inflation and everything we're going through right now. Matej Popovic. It's a ch or k sound at the end. Matej Popovic. Houston. Why would anyone waste their money on BBYQ when you can buy GME? Because it was for pennies. And you actually can't waste any money on it now because you can't buy or sell it. Turkish, love the shirt. Thank you. It's a very nice shirt, isn't it? Nice sunset. KYP, does it matter if I don't DRS my shares AST? Will the offer still stand for all of us? Don't know. The S1 seems pretty explicit that they want you to at least try to DRS your shares. If you DRS, fantastic. You get the share offer. If you try and you fail and you can prove that you tried and failed, you can get the shares. If you don't try, I don't know. So I just DRS'd them. I just played on the safe side. Crayon green, dynamic enemy. Well said. What is it? They are thinking, living, breathing things. A lot of them took game theory classes in college. Some of them are really, 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 really smart quants with degrees in astrophysics and theoretical physics and applied mathematics and stuff. And they're nerds. There's some super nerds getting paid a lot of money to do really evil things for these really shitty market makers and hedge funds, and they're good at their jobs. Then on the other side, you have the brosifs who are like, my dad gave me this corner office because he's been at this company for years, and his dad gave him his corner office. And so you got these guys tell the smart guys what to do, and the smart guys go, fine, and then they do it because they get paid a lot of money. But yeah, it is a dynamic enemy, and they are definitely trying at all times to make sure that we don't get paid and that they don't lose money. And so here we are. Here we are, right, Monkey? Here we are. You want to come say hi to everybody? You want to come say hi? Yes, you do. Oh, you little hi dog. Oh, you're so happy. Your little tail's wagging. Your little ears are floppy. What, a helicopter dog? Oh, helicopter dog. Yes. Oh. Yeah, that was so good, wasn't it? All right. Yeah, shake it off. Purportedly stupid. Houston. If MMTLP pops, does the parent company security pop too? Calls are all but free on Acme. Yeah. I don't know. I honestly don't know if they have shares anymore because I think they may have given them all to McCabe. So maybe just by like association, they might go bing. But I don't know if they actually will benefit because I don't know if they have shares anymore. So I don't know. I honestly can't answer that. Scott Pollan says Kelly, Bank of Canada will absolutely lower rates before USA. I think, yeah. Canada's pretty weak at the moment and spiraling into disarray. Yeah. But you know what? The view from where we're having dinner in White Rock is going to be lovely. White Rock is where they filmed the TV show Psych and tried to pretend it was Santa Barbara for like 8 seasons. It is not Santa Barbara. But it is a lovely town. And every time I go there, I'm like, this is a really nice place to live. You guys did a good job on this place. Copy and paste. Greg McCabe has canceled his share purchase agreement of MMAT. Oh. Probably because they did the reverse split. So maybe they isn't getting the swippity swap then, their copy and paste. That's William Morgan. He changed his name back to copy and paste there. Yeshua, MMTLP 1500, 2000 better than 5, 8, 10K? I'm not sure what you're saying there, Yeshua, but sure. Fact Blanos, not sure my question came through at BBYQ. If the play has been exposed by all DD folks, would the admin or whoever just hold the pump and dump case up because they know the play is set to F the shorts? I don't know. I don't know what the admin knows. Because people were emailing him and he was responding to them. But the things he sent in emails have since been the exact opposite in filings he's made with the court. Which tells me that he just straight up lied to people in those emails. Or people just made up those emails entirely that they got from him. And they weren't actually from him and they just faked it. I don't know. I know the admin's job is to recover money for the creditors. That's his entire job. He's got to steer the ship to get money for the creditors. I don't know if he's been physically made aware of who is the money behind 6th Street's dip facility. If they're like, hey, we're the ones who are paying you right now. You're going to do what we say. Or if it's just like faceless 6th Street Corporation and he's just got his mission. Because the minute there's a credit bid, he doesn't exist anymore. He goes, okay, credit bid, I'm out. I no longer need a plan administrator because the company's not going to be run by those who just bid for it. So I'm not sure how much he knows of what's going on in these side plays and potentials for a credit bid. Because he's just, I think, supposed to be singly minded, like find fraud, find corruption, find where we can get money and sue the hell out of people and get the SEC to find them for us and so on. And we can cover money for the dip facility. I think the dip facility is like, yeah, do all that stuff. Cool. We're still going to do a credit bid. So I'm not sure if there's a hold up or anything for that. C Bob 357. Did they finalize S1 for Expert yet? Nope. Yeshua BBBYQ December 2024. It's just a fake GME for shorts to believe it. It will be over well before that by surprise February C. I hope from your fingertips to God's ears. Stephen Taylor, not Steven Tyler. Vanguard October statement says, delivered off valueless security liquidation, but I got no funds from the sale. And my 1099 shows them as losses. What should I be doing? I don't know about Vanguard or others. My October Fidelity count says reorganization. My 1099 says losses. I called, was like, hey, I did not sell this. I did not recognize these losses. And they're like, well, we're not going to change it. So I might call a CPA and see what they think. And if I have to, I may just push off my taxes until October. Just file for an extension and worry about it then, or September 15th, whenever it is that the extension goes towards. Yeah. So that's what I'm leaning on, and just kind of wait and see what happens. Because I have no interest in having realized losses in my account, because that says I give up my shares and whatever, and I don't agree to that. It could be that they're right, that I'm not going to get shit, and that this plan administrator is going to recover things for dip facility, file a decree, and it's all done. There's no credit bid ever. But that's not fun, and I'm paying for fun. That's the money. That money I put down buying those 15,000 shares is purely entertainment expense, and the entertainment expense requires that somebody do something cool to screw the shorts over and make it rain. So, I mean, I'm eating ramen noodles regardless. Scott Paul on repos on nice cars. So they're all like 2020 or newer. Used lots are asking $30-50K for a low mile newish car. Market is $10,000 to $15,000 cars. It's still hot. Market for $5,000-10,000 is on fire. There are like zero $5,000 to $10,000 cars in good shape. Yeah, the price on cars is insane. 2008, I bought a 2000 F-150. So an 8-year-old F-150. It had, like 100,000 miles on it. I got it for $4,400. An 8-year-old 4-wheel drive F-150 in really nice shape. The thing was pristine. It was babied by the previous owner. I flipped that truck and almost died in 2015. I was like, yeah, I like this truck. I'll buy another 2000 F-150. I got the check from the insurance company, and everywhere around here, that same truck that was now 15 years old that I bought for $4,400 when it was 8 years old was now selling for like $12,000. Managed to find one down in California for cheap. Drove that for a few years. Needed head gaskets replacement, whatever. Today, if you want to buy an 8-year-old truck today, right? That truck's going to cost you $30,000. A 10-year-old truck costs you $30,000. You want a 2014 Chevy Silverado 1500 with 4-wheel drive? You're looking at $27,000 for a 10-year-old 100,000 mile plus truck. It's insane. It's unsustainable, the price of these vehicles. And I kind of blame the cash for cars thing that happened around 2009, because so many hoopties that would be out there that would bring the overall market down no longer exist. So cars that were from like the early 90s, you can't find a lot of them anymore, because they did the whole cash for cars thing, went meh, and got rid of them, crushed them into little cubes. Yeah, I am flabbergasted at used car prices. It's bonkers. And new car prices, they're saying a Jeep Wagoneer for $105,000. Are you kidding me? A Jeep for a Fiat for $105,000 that basically looks like a rebadged Dodge Durango anyway? What are you thinking? Who? And you can't sell any of them. The sales numbers on the things are garbage. No one wants them. And so they're like, oh, well, discount it. You can get it for $85,000. No one wants that one either. No one wants to pay more than $30K for a Jeep. It's a Jeep. Build quality's garbage. If you want to go off-road with it, you got to spend another $10,000 on good components to go off-road with it. Yeah, maybe you can get like through an inch of snow and drop your kids off at school in them, whatever. But $105,000 for a Jeep? 30 years ago, you would get a supercar for $105,000. Now you can get a Jeep. Inflation. Yeah, it's stupid. And the amount of profit car companies have made recent years is insane. And they know they're just screwing us over. That's exactly what's happening. Luke Alexander. So Houston, since it's been over a year, we've been holding MMTLP. That means if there's a settlement or payout, we get taxed for long-term taxes. This is true. I was at long-term anyway on my holdings, but a lot of folks who were trading in that last few months, yeah, you're at long-term, baby. You got nothing to worry about. You've held for a long time. Good job. Way to go. Aaron Southien, how do I get in contact with you, Houston? You Houstman on Reddit. Here, you/Houstman. That's my Reddit username. Send me a DM there. Mtra Houston tells M Matt to go full honeypot holding. Yes. Do exactly that. Coffee Donuts Homer, one of my coworkers made money off a DWAC put. What did DWAC do this week? I know they went crazy high on news of that convertible bond thing, and it dropped $10. There you go. So it shot up to 55.73. It bottomed out at 32.16. So it dropped over $20. That's $2,000 per put. Whew, good job, man. Oh, good job. Good job. Way to go. Way to go, Coffee Donuts and Homer's friend. Whisker Biscuit. Ooh, coordinates. Okay. We're somewhat north. Pretty far east. This looks like 40 north. That far east. Like Middle East? Is that where we're going? Boom. And slap. Middle East. We're in the desert. We are at there's like a pond there. Karakum Desert. Oh, it's Door to Hell. This is the methane vent that exploded. It's been on fire for like 50 years, right? So I think they have a whole campsite. So you can go to you can heliport. You can helicopter in to go get your Instagram photos next to the Door of Hell. If you guys don't know this thing, Door to Hell. Let's pull up this. It's in Turkmenistan. Door to Hell. Turkmenistan, yeah. Oh, you guys didn't see where I went because I didn't have Google Earth on there. Dang it. Google Earth. That's where we are. We are here in Turkmenistan. Out here in the desert. There's a methane deposit that I don't know. I can't remember if they found out the reason why it exploded. But it exploded. Methane's been leaking out of it ever since. And it's been burning. So there's also has a weird ash deposit here. Wind must blow that way. So anyway, Door to Hell. Do some images here. This is what it looks like at night. Just methane leaking out of there, just burning. Some test people going. Oh, you guys can't see now because I forgot to turn off the Google Earth. There we go. There's a Door to Hell. So they have a campground there now. Now it's a tourist site in Turkmenistan. You can go check it out. Look at this person roasting them toesies. That's a Door to Hell. It's pretty epic looking. I mean, it's just methane burning. And who knows how long it will burn. I mean, there's that underground coal fire in Pennsylvania. It's going to last for like 200 years. So, pretty neat. Let's see if we can do... They tell us how it happened. Are they drilling? The floor rim of the crater illuminated by hundreds of natural gas fires. Crater has been burning since the 1980s. How the crater formed is unknown, but engineers ignited the crater to prevent poisonous gases from spreading. So it looks like it may have been a sinkhole of some kind, and then they lit it on fire. All right. So there's another crater that's about 10 miles away, some sort of sinkhole. And then gas bubbles are visible in another one. Okay, there you go. Post-Soviet Turkmenistan, the crater has become a major tourist attraction, perhaps aided by extent of the declaration of region as natural reserve in 2013. A crude road with signage runs out to the crater. and yurts have been set up nearby. All right. There you go. Thank you, Whisker Biscuit. And Sanders, hi, do you still hold MMAT? I do. I'm going to get hosed along with everybody else. Sigh. Chris Watson, MMAT can go against the shareholders and do the reverse split, but since registered in Nevada, the authorized share count has to reduce accordingly. That is why they plan to vote to increase the count after the reverse split. Bitcoin, Tesla sales and profits are down. Source Wall Street Journal. I can believe it. They pissed off their entire demographic, which was hippies. I mean, crypto bros make up a good chunk of it, but hippies who wanted electric cars were the bread and butter for electric car market. And now hippies are like, I don't want to support him, so I'm not going to buy that car. Derek Horse, 20 minutes behind. I'll take it getting kids ready for bed. Dude, I am an hour behind right now. Pure American, Atacams, or Atticums. Atticums? You want to call it Atticums? I call them Atacams. But, you know, Atticums. If someone actually in the military corrects me, I will take it. Need to take out ZJYL 20-1 forward split end of the month. Stock is around $276. Ham says he's hearing it will run to $30,000. They had popped at $500 at one point. They're a biotech company. ZJYL. ZJYL. Yeah, 276. It was like $100 just a couple of days ago. Jin Medical International. Year to date, it'd been as high as 500, I thought. Well, it's 255 there, like in January. Really? I thought the price had been up to 500 at some point. Yeah, 52-week high, 509.87. So yeah, so that maybe was intraday high. It got to 509. So they definitely had one hell of a squeeze. It went from like $29 all the way up to 255 first part of the year. And now they're going to do a split, 20-1. Like not a reverse split. They're going to take these shares, the $276 shares are now going to be worth like $10 each. So they are definitely creating more shares out of what they have. But so the price was down last week, was all the way down to $100, $78. Now shot up to $276. That's a lot of, goodness gracious. Hope some of you had call options on these guys. Holy smokes. It'd be lovely to make like 20 grand off of call options. Instead I bought a busted car, so that's where Houston is. Yeah. Aaron Saltine, let's do GoFundMe. I'd like to help Houston. I won't do for next Tuesday, as always do. Love the rainforest. Okay, so after next Tuesday, we'll do help Aaron sue the hell out of the grocery store fund. Citizen 54, Houston. Any updates on Fidelity claiming BYQ incorrectly in our tax form? I mean, I just updated that. They're like, we're not changing it, which is what they did with MMTLP last year. And basically my CPA is like, you're not going to pay taxes on that. So there you go. Oh, you're going to try to go outside now? You're going to let me how to go outside? How fatso? Monkey. Oh, look, it's free. It's available. Get up there. There you go. The cat jumped off. Yeah, good. Keep going. Oh, lovely. Look at you. Little monkey butt. Michael Harrow, I have fart gas that sometimes can be described as a noble gas. It comes from the ass of a noble. Confidential Homer, 33 million for MMAT. Jeez, so now White Knight wants to mess with all the shorts? What the F? That's what I'm thinking. Like, wouldn't you, if you were somebody, and remember they had like insane volume. They had hundreds of millions of shares volume just a couple weeks ago, right? Somebody come along who's got just a boatload of cash on hand, right? And it's a 10 days you have to report until you have more than 10% or whatever. You could buy up everything Maybe the price goes to 10 cents because the price jump went from like 7 to 9 cents or something, right? With 300 million volume. So you could buy up pretty much everything. And then you can take all those shares or register them so you can have a count exactly how many you need. And then you do an offer on whatever's left or you buy it all up anyway. And then you say, hey, I'm going to do an offer on this company. You don't have to buy anything. You just say, make the offer, and then all the money has to come out of the short's pockets. So, honeypot, dude. Honeypot Holdings, I'm telling you. Honeypot Holdings will destroy the shorts in a way that they've never felt before. Emu goes fishing 84. Argon is used to preserve important documents, like the Declaration of Independence, sealed in humidic boxed argon. Double pane windows oftentimes will have argon as well because it insulates quite well. Doesn't let in infrared heat. Aaron Salentin, I live in Modesto, California. Oh, there's gotta be some personal injury lawyer in Modesto who'll be like, sign me up. So who's your, let's see here. Modesto local TV news. So Sacramento, Stockton, and Modesto. So that's your TV news is probably gonna be Sacramento or Stockton, right? KRCA 3 News. Modesto News, Fox 40. Hit one of those guys up, dude. Fresno 30. Modesto B. CBS Modesto News. Yeah, call one of those stations, the Fresno or Sacramento stations, and be like, hey, I got a crazy story for you. Because it's something that could totally go viral. It could be a little national blip for that reporter to get like on, here's a crazy story. A man was fired from a grocery store for taking a bite of an apple. People will be like, I'm enraged. And they'll find your GoFundMe online and they'll send $10 or whatever. Give it a go. Hey, Fatso. Come and hang out. Yeah? Oh, you're such a little cat. Hey, kitty. Here. Come here. Come on, let's do cattail karaoke. Come on. We haven't done cattail karaoke in forever. Come on. Come on. All right, stay over there. Whatever. Jay Geyser, can you give us an imitation of Butcher? I'm not selling until they fire Janet Yellen. Perhaps give me my money. We're all going to get rich. I don't have a big enough beard to do that. Confidence and Homer. I duress on my GME and then pulled it back to Fidelity. It was a pretty easy process. All right. Shift Taz 101, Houston. If I don't send my shares of MMTLP to AST, I will definitely be out of the play. I mean, that's what the S1 says. And I would trust that. Yeah. Park Life Dilemma. I don't like Nazis, but I like Houston on Twitter. What do I do? Well, I got kicked off Twitter because I was fighting Nazis too much. So I don't know what you do. Oh, you know what I can do? You know what I can do? I forgot that I have this. Is I can... Is it? Is that? Nope. Is that it? I don't know what that is. Oh, that is it. Put those things back up there. Hey, kitty. No, this isn't monkey. This is kitty. Whoa. Whoa. This is some fresh catnip for the kitty. Can you smell it in the air, kitty? Can you smell it? Can you tell that I have fresh catnip? Huh? Look at this. This isn't for monkey. This isn't for monkey. Come here, kitty. Look at this. Oh yeah. Is that the stuff? Is that what you like? Come here. Come on. Yeah, you want to come up. Come on. Hey. You want that? You want that? Oh, do you? Come on. Come here. Yeah, kitty, I want to make you go crazy for everybody because you're fat and funny. Come here. Oh, maybe you are still beefy. Look at this. Look at this guy. Look at him. He's the nipples. You're so fat. Okay, you ready? Boom. Right there. Yeah, it's catnip. That's what kitties like. Get it. Cattail karaoke. Okay. Brenda, Queen of Swords. ZJYL went with 298 today. I suppose you have heard about 21 forward split. Date not determined, but supposedly shorts trap bad. Word is largest holders holding out for $30,000 payday. Man, get it. Get it. Oh, did you eat it all? Kitty, there's one more. There's two more. Look at that. You're sitting on it. You're sitting on the good stuff right there. Hey, your butthole is on Kitty. Kitty, hey, hey, catnip. Right there. Right there. Catnip. Right here. Right. Right there. See that? Yeah, right there. Right there. Catnip. Catnip. Right there for your face. Get high. Get drugs. Or just be a tail dangling around. Oh, crud. How you going? Can't get your butt out of the way. Kia, keep your eye on ZJYL. If the price goes to $30,000 a share, get some call options. Monkey butt, you got anything cool? Anything cool? No? All right, everybody, I got to get going. I'll see you guys for a show tomorrow. We're going to try to get Chad back to talk about updates on BBBYQ. We had him on this past summer, talking about the lawsuits and things that were going on. So hopefully we'll get him back sometime next week. Charity Tuesday on Tuesday, of course, for the Amazon Rainforest. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Sorry, I'm totally an hour behind in the chat. So if you ask questions, ask them again tomorrow. All right, everybody, have a good night and regular. Catnip. You left. You ate like half of it. There's so much more. So much more catnip. So much more. Get it. Get your catnip.